So this one is how I made my mantra remix. You know, I gotta do it for Jennie.
You're gonna feel this every day. This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down an element. Pretty girls don't do drama, let's be one. It'll be depending on the day. Pretty girls looking to defend, and I'm with the bend, and never let it catch you astray. This that pretty girl mantra, she's that stun. I'll make you wanna sing both ways.
Shout out Aiden Smith for adding my song to this playlist. Let's check it out. Okay. The latest one. Thank you. Thank you. Also, people end up finding this one. I don't know how. Like, people are finding this one either through SoundCloud or through YouTube or something like that. But I appreciate it. This one was a big project. I think it was 15 hours and 47 minutes. So this is a very classic Ben Your Friend remix. I consider like Ben Your Friend as like very high energy. I draw a lot of inspiration from progressive house, like Mainstage house, also like future house as well. Very high energy, very bouncy. Where this started though was this piano loop. So I was just going on the splice and I found this. So I found that at first, and after I found that, I tried to make a drop with it, and this is what it sounded like.
That deep but not that dumb. Look at them bodies on the run. Inside glowing like the sun. You're gonna feel this every day. This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down an element. Pretty girls don't do drama, let's be one. It'll be depending on the day. At
first, I had the vocals in the drop, and it was more of like a piano house type of drop, which was not really given Ben Your Friend. So I was like, I need to change it somehow, but I still really like that sample. So I really wanted to have that as the main thing. And this was my reference track as well. My process for figuring out kind of like the vision for the remix is always making like a little mashup. So what I did is I mashed these two together, and I was like feeling, what does that feel like? Can I create a remix that has the same energy as well? And this is what I got.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt. You just touched down an element. Pretty girls don't do drama, let's be one. It'll be depending on the day. Pretty girls looking to defend, and I'm with the bend, and never let it catch no strength. This that pretty girl mantra, she's that stun. I'll make you wanna swing both ways.
Fire, right? Fire. So I had to do something like that. So instead, I kept that same piano sample, but I based the drop off of my past remixes that I've done, so I can keep that Ben Your Friend sound. So what I actually did is I saved the presets from my remix of Die Young, and I just use that here as well. And it keeps the same energy because I'm using the same presets as before. So that's a hack if you want to like really develop your sound. Your sound is created by you intentionally choosing the same samples. If you want to be known for a certain sound, then use it a lot. That's what I've learned. Let's go through the drums. There we go. There we go. And then we add in the sub. Going back to our lesson about performance, I always want to add performance into my tracks. So the pitch bend is really important with the bass line here. Gives it some variation. It doesn't sound so static, because as we add on top the chords, same thing, the chords also have the pitch bend. So I just took Serum and automated this the same way for every single synth that I had, like a -7. It could be also be like -12. It could be -1 if you wanted to, but I try to keep it all the same so it pitch bends the same way. And if we add in the lead here, same thing, the lead goes down. It goes new. And the same pitch bend right there. Let's see what else is here. And then I also add in the piano in the background. Same exact composition as the sample. So I first started with the sample, but it's developed into that full-blown drop. What's important is that I keep that main thing throughout the entire song. Keep the main thing the main thing. Also, with my drops, what I like to do is I like to bust it all, like all of the synths, the lead, the chords, the piano, the bass, all into one bus, and I automate the balance or the volume with this Fruity Balance thing. It's very subtle, but because I turn the volume down right before the next part where I want to emphasize, it hits a lot. I don't know. It's just there's just like a punchier feeling with and without it. So it's really something that I hear, but we'll see if you hear it as well. So this is with it. Without it. So there's just more sustain. Like there's just like it feels like the leads and the synths all sustain over the kick. So instead, I like to have this. I think we can try doing this. Maybe we could just do the synthy stuff. More pumping right there. Yeah, just more pumping with that volume shaper. So I like to add that in. Since we're still on the drop, I like to add more performance with it too. So there's a little stutter here. Like you'll hear that in a lot of my tracks because I like using a stutter. So there's the volume, so that gives it the pumping action, the pitch bend, which gives it that performance in that section, and then also the stutter. So usually like my go-tos are like pitch bends and stutters. Those are always tried and true. With the lead now, sound design was important because I want the lead to be something that is memorable and it kind of sticks out and it's unique. So I decided on this one. I think there was a certain most of these are supporting leads. There's just one that's important. This one right here. So if we listen to the whole thing. I don't know. It sounds kind of like it's going through a vocoder or something like that. It sounds like sounds like someone's singing it, and I think that's the point. My melodies are supposed to be easy to sing. Everything else without it sounds like this. A little pluck in there, some like saws just to make it wider, but without it, it sounds kind of generic. Add in the new lead or the main lead. It just gives it that character. And then I think I added this one in last, like as a last minute addition. Sounds like this. So it has like a lot of pitch bends in it. I think this one has the portamento on. So that's what really gives it that. It gives it just a different character in with it. Together with just the leads, it sounds like this. You could hear it right there. So it just gives it a little bit more character with it. Without it, it's just, I just wanted to add in that extra layer of performance there. Let's see, there's the classic Ben Your Friend drop or Ben Your Friend break right here. So again, if you don't know what the Ben Your Friend fill is or the Ben Your Friend break, I like to add in this short fill by Cashmere. And then I just move over the kick from on the beat to off the beat. So it gives it like a delayed impact. I think that's always really cool. In my second break, I always like to have a little bit more variation just so it doesn't just sound like the beginning part. This is where like a little variation comes into play.
wanna swing both ways. It's that pretty girl mantra, this that launch. You just touched down in LA. Pretty girls don't do drama, no drama. We already got a full day. Pretty girls that you gon' remember, know that you can never, nothing ever trigger me. This that pretty girl mantra, she steps down, not everything that she is me.
The main inspiration just for this little phrase was like was from this song, the Running Man dance. So I was like looking up like what genre is this, and I think it's called Miami bass. Let me know if I'm wrong with that. But Miami bass has got like the little Running Man beat, so I wanted to add that in because it fit this like 80s-ish dancey vibe here. But I don't know, it was just stuck in my head. Percussion was like where it was the main thing that I had to really focus on. And these bells are really cool. I really like this. I've used this in a few other tracks before, but it's these nice bells from Nexus. And I wanted to have it like sing along with the main melody. Again, with every single one of my tracks, everything that I create has to support whatever the main thing is. So these bells aren't going to be like another counter melody. I wanted to actually like be the same, almost be like a highlighter for the melody. As Jennie sings, so that you don't forget the melody. So it's really memorable because I like emphasize it so many times. The main decision for this one was like, what is like the emotion for this? What is the feel that I'm trying to have? And that was the feel. It's kind of like this like crying on the dance floor, like 80s type of feel without it actually feeling like 80s. The last thing here is like the pre-drop for the second drop is different as well, and it sounds like this. So one more time because that was pretty cool. So first I made like a pre-drop stack. So I just stacked it all because I just wanted to be like I wanted to work with everything all at once. It was like a lot of trial and error with figuring out what I wanted. I think I did another track where it was like, it has that like same crash and impact rhythm. And I just added in the kicks there, crashes at the same time. And then I composed it a little bit differently as well. The special part is the sustain at the end and the automations that I added in. As the note sustain, I wanted there to be more stutter, and I wanted it to feel like grittier. So as it starts to go up, the volume speed for Shaper Box here, let's see where I can find it. Might be this one right here. The hertz right here, I just automated that up and down. So that was just trial and error and figuring out what I wanted with that. And then it has a little tape stop thing at the end of it. Like pew, and there's little record scratches here. So again, like when I'm thinking about how I want to play around with the performance, I could have like a cool sound design thing, but I like to think simple and practical. Like if I was performing this on a DJ deck, like what would I do? I would hit like the vinyl stop, and then I would have like I'd be able to scratch the records, scratch the vinyls. It sounds really organic that way, and that's what I really like, organic and simple sounds. I wanted to have like this electric guitar type of feel where it's like you're moving your finger up the neck of the guitar, so it's like going up, and it's almost like if you had like a whammy thing, you know, like Guitar Hero, like the whammy thing, the whammy bar. Like I wanted to have that type of feel, so I just did whatever I could to have that feel, and it came out like this. That's the project. If I'll have this one available as well. Other than that, this is for Jennie. I hope she's proud of it.